Coming up on Mountain News this morning, 4th of July events took place across the Commonwealth on yesterday. We will take you to a few. And even if you missed those, one Central Kentucky community is preparing for its annual craft festival this weekend.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning. Coming up on 6 o'clock this morning, Brandon Robinson on the struggle bus. So just bear with me today. We're going to try to get through this together. But again, it is Wednesday, July the 5th. A lot of people going back to work off of the long holiday weekend. Let's get you up to date with the forecast. And it is foggy out there in some spots, including Buffalo Mountain. Looking down in the valley, you can see that layer, that blanket of fog across parts of the Kentucky River Valley there. 64 up there. Maybe a little bit of sunshine above the fog trying to work its way in this morning. Temperatures in the 60s and 70s across the region. 62 Clintwood to 71 in Jackson and Monticello this morning. Upper 60s, many locations, including several of the largest cities in our region. Across the region, we're looking at 80 at Myrtle Beach this morning. You can tell that it's soupy out there. It's basically finally summer out there. I know a lot of folks have been telling me it's too cold to get in the pool. It's too cold to do this. Well, not now. 4th of July kicked it off like a firecracker. 70 in Indianapolis this morning, 76 in our nation's capital. Also Huntsville, Alabama and Atlanta, 75 in Springfield, Missouri. Headlines for today, Triple H threat. That's hazy, hot and humid conditions, scattered storms, and maybe the next front could be here as we head into Friday, and another one possible as we head into early next week. We'll have more on that in just a little bit. All right, let's go back to news. 4th of July festivities were underway across the region on Tuesday, including in Harlan County. WYMT's RJ Johnson has a look at some of those Independence Day celebrations.
Red, White, and Zoom started out the day in Harlan for the Harlan Tourist and Convention Commission's 4th Fest. A festival executive director, Brandon Pennington, says he has seen grow in the past 6 years, despite 2 of those years being during the COVID-19 pandemic.
It's just, really heartwarming to see so many people coming out, especially whenever we're coming off coming off the end of the pandemic. For the longest time, celebrations were kind of put on pause, and now it just feels so good to be able to get out and celebrate with all of your community.
He says the festival started with a small fireworks show, which turned into thousands of people coming to watch.
To watch it in its infancy and watch it grow to about 5,000 people coming out. The first year that we did it, we just shot off fireworks. We didn't have an actual festival that went with it. And then as time has went on, we've just grown it, and now people have come to expect it, and they plan for it every year.
Pennington says this year is no different.
We have thousands of visitors who come down for the fireworks show. We'll probably have 4,000 to 5,000 people who will come down to the 4th Fest. It's kind of phenomenal whenever once you kind of get into the firework display, you look around and there's just tons and tons of people surrounding you.
He says the support from the community makes the world of difference.
And I think that our community has really started to embrace just how event heavy our community has become. And I think it makes our visitors want to come down more often and say, what's going on in Harlan County?
Which is why he says he is driven to offer the best activities for the city. In Harlan, RJ Johnson, WYMT Mountain News.
Looked like a good time in the home county yesterday. Following the parade, many bands and artists took the stage throughout the evening before that fireworks show. Hazard kicked off its 4th of July festivities Tuesday morning with a fish fry. The tradition that goes back many years was held at a picnic shelter next to City Hall. Officials say it was a time for community to come out and celebrate the nation with food and fellowship, but it meant even more to those who have served our country.
They are so thankful for people looking at them as being a hero, but they look at everybody else as being heroes instead.
Gregory says this was the first time for the veterans over at the Veterans Center to be back at the fish fry in 3 years, and the city was happy to have them. The 4th festivities in Hazard also included something that was held for the first time ever, a hot dog eating contest. Contestants competed to see who could eat the most hot dogs, with one man taking home a key to the city. Many folks came out to see the contest, as one of our former colleagues at WYMT, Mr. Nathan Little, ended up coming out on top. He was able to eat 13 hot dogs in just 10 minutes. Listen, that's about 11 more than I could probably put away there. All right, the city of Pikeville was another community celebrating the 4th with an afternoon of activities. WYMT's Buddy Forbes gives us a glimpse into the annual event.
It's Independence Day.
The city of Pikeville is painted in patriotism.
It's one of the greatest days we have in our country, so we want to have some fun.
Celebrating the 4th with a packed schedule of family fun.
So yeah, we definitely want our younger generation to know how important our independence and the 4th of July is.
With games and more catering to the kids, officials say you can find a little something for all ages. Whether you enjoy music, moonshine, or...
I like the magician.
We just did that with that ring.
Some people use the event to let freedom ring as a family reunion.
We just came out to enjoy the food, listen to the music, and we just had a wonderful time.
Taking in the sounds, sights, and sun.
All the people, we just did nice. It's a beautiful town. So we just enjoyed each other.
Waiting for the fire department to light up the sky.
In my humble opinion, the greatest fireworks show in Eastern Kentucky.
Saying it is a great day to honor the red, white, and blue.
Glad to be here with everybody.
Whatever that means to you.
Happy 4th of July to everybody.
In Pikeville, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
Members of one Eastern Kentucky community renamed a park in honor of their former longtime mayor last night. Whitesburg's Riverside Park became James Wiley Craft Memorial Park. The dedication happened a little more than 2 years after the mayor's death following a battle with bladder cancer. Current Whitesburg Mayor Tiffany Craft told spectators at the annual celebration the idea from the name change came from his son, Letcher Circuit Judge Jimmy Craft. In other news, Berea is getting ready for its annual craft festival. More than 110 artists will come together in Madison County for the 42nd year of the event this weekend. Participants are traveling from 15 states. From paintings to pottery, organizers say there will be something for everyone.
We're really fortunate to have a wide variety. So we still see a lot of the traditional art, the basket weaving, the fabric dyeing, the blacksmithing, things like that. But then you have all of these new great artists that are sort of coming out of the woodwork, bringing things that we've never seen before.
The festival runs Friday through Sunday at the historic Indian Fort Theater. All right, coming up on 6:07, let's take a look at those graphics this morning and kind of tell you what's going on. We take a look at Jenkins, US 119, US 23. The reason there was a pause, I started to run for the wall. I remember we did this one in the Weather Center, or at the desk in this case. So again, you see US 119, US 23, some light traffic there going into Southwest Virginia this morning. No major issues though. Current temperatures, 60s and 70s out there. Always a little bit cooler in Southwest Virginia, 62 Clintwood, 63 in Wise, but 71 in Jackson. Back to 70 in Prestonsburg, 71 in Monticello, and 70 in Jacksboro down in East Tennessee. A lot of mid to upper 60s out there. Except for Hazard. Hazard at 64, a little cooler because of the fog. Probably your breakfast forecast. We are looking again at temperatures that will continue upward as we head deeper into the day. It's already muggy out there, and it's only going to get worse as the sun comes up, and we'll see temperatures top out in the upper 80s later today. All right, thanks for joining us here on Mountain News this morning, and more news is on the way. Coming up, scientists have found that not brushing your teeth can cause more harm than just cavities. We'll have more on that research.